Okay, next time we have class, we'll have a quiz. So let's just review a little bit about what is on our quiz. Okay, this chapter we started out with a triangle that looked like this. First, if I wanted this angle, what would I do? Add them up and subtract from 180 and we get 40 degrees. Correct? Yep. So then to find side B, it's a sine of 67 over its opposite side B equals what we're given. The sine of 73 over its opposite side, 14.8. Cross multiply this times this divided by this. We get what B is. Then we have to do the same to find the side C. So we go the sine of 40 over C equals the sine of 73 over 14.8. You can do the math. You can figure that out. Okay, number 2. When you see you have all three things there, you think, oh, this is the ambiguous case. So I have a triangle, and I have another triangle. Now you got to make sure you set them up right. So the angle that you're given, you put in the lower left, 43.2, that's alpha. Its opposite side is 8.9, 4.43.2, and 8.9. All right, so you got those two. Then the other one that you're given is here, so that makes this B. B and 10.5. So that makes this gamma and C. Gamma and C. Okay, set them up that way. Don't just put them willy-nilly anywhere, and don't just label things right away. Okay? So put your numbers in, then put your labels on. Okay, now I got to find angle B first. So I say the sine of 10.5 over B equals the sine of what I'm given, 43.2 over 8.9. This times this divided by this, what is ooh, Mr. Birschbach. El stupido. There we go. I want to find an angle, so this times this divided by this. So what's 10.5 times the sine of 43.2 divided by 8.9? Some decimals, 0. What? 0. What? 8076. So if we do inverse sine of the answer, second sine, second answer, what do we get? 53.9. So that makes this angle 53.9. And if you take 180 minus 53.9, you get 126.1. Okay? So then we need to find this angle up here. So if we add these two, 53.9 and 43.2 is 97.1. If that's 97.1, this is 82.9. If we add these two, 43.2 and 126.1 is 169.3. So this is 10.7. And then you just do the law of sines now. So it's a sine of 82.9 over C equals a sine of 43.2 over 8.9. And you cross multiply and solve. Over here, it's a sine of 10.7 over C equals a sine of 43.2 over 8.9. Use what we're given. So this triangle here goes in this line right here. So angle beta is 53.9. Gamma is 82.9. And C is whatever you get when you do law of sines. Here, beta is 126.1, 10.7, and C is whatever you get when you do law of sines. Okay? Lunar crater problem. There's an A. There's a B. There's an obtuse angle. BAC is 115. This is 45 meters away. And this angle up here is 40. So then we have to figure out angle B. Well, 40 plus 115 is 155, so that makes 25 for angle B. So then you do law of sines. The sine of 45 over its opposite side, or the sine of 25 over its opposite side, 45, equals the sine of 40 over its opposite side, C. And that's the distance across the crater. When you have side, 24.9, 14.9, and 20.6, you have to do the law of cosines. Side is the law of cosines. So I want to find angle A first because it's my biggest angle. So 24.9 squared equals 20.6 squared plus 14.9 squared minus 2 times 20.6 times 14.9 cosine of alpha. So with my calculator, I'll take 24.9 squared. I need parentheses in front of that. 24.9 squared minus 20.6 squared minus 14.9 squared, parentheses, divided by parentheses, negative 2 times 20.6 times 14.9, parentheses, equals second cosine, second answer. So if you take the inverse cosine of whatever you get there, you get 87.5, I think. Yeah, 87.5. Then you can do the law of sines to figure out beta. So it's a sine of 87.5 over 24.9 equals the sine of beta over 14.9. Cross multiply solve, figure out what beta is, then you figure out what gamma is by subtracting from 180. Number 5, we have a similar triangle, but it's side angle side now. So alpha, beta, gamma, 4.01, 27.2, 5.82. I did that backwards. Okay, since it's side angle side, it makes it easier. I want to figure out what side B is. So B squared equals A squared plus C squared minus 2 times A times C cosine of beta, which is 27.2. So if I do this, four 0.01 squared plus 5.82 squared minus 2 times 4.01 times 5.82 cosine of 27.2 equals 8.43. And you say, yep, that looks right. No, that is not right. What do we have to do here? Take the square root, second square root of the answer. Really, it's 2.90 or 2.9 rounded to the nearest tenth. Now, how did I know that? Well, 27.2 is a really small angle. So I know that side should be smaller than my other two because those other two sides, the other two angles are going to be bigger than that. Then we can just use law of sines to figure out angle alpha. The sine of alpha over its opposite side, 4.01, equals the sine of beta, sine of 27.2 over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use more than just 2.9. I'm going to go 2.90477. I'm going to get a bunch of decimals, 97. I'm going to get a bunch of decimals there because then I don't have a rounding issue. If you just go 2.9, I might have a rounding issue. It might throw off my answer and I might get something wrong. And then you'll have to go crying to Mr. Bierschbach saying, I put in the right numbers. Well, no, you rounded. So that's not right numbers. I'll take a point off, but I might give you a little points back. Okay? And then the area of the triangles is what we did today. Anybody have any issues with any of that? No? Okay. So I will put out the sample quiz. Don't tick me off because I have another homework assignment that I could throw at you. So work on this sample quiz. If I see you're not working on the sample quiz, then I'll throw a homework assignment at you that is graded. Okay? So work on the sample quiz.